Hi guys, it has been a really long time since I posted a video here on YouTube. It's been over a year. I've done 2 LEGO conventions in that year, and I have been on a long, epic quest to add a new Hyrule Zelda area to my Nintendo theme park. There have been lots of ups and downs, successes and failures, so I'm going to bring you on this journey across Hyrule. I've been taking videos all along the way, so this is kind of a big catch-up video to show you what's been going on and tell you a little bit about what's happening right now moving forward. So join with me first, and we're going to take a link to the past. You see what I did there?
Hey guys, I'm at the very beginning of starting my next big phase of this project. I've tried several little rides over the past year, but to be honest, it's been a really busy year for me. Haven't had the time or the resource to really dedicate to my next phase of my theme park, but getting ready right now, so I thought I would just tap in and tell you guys what's going on. I really want to try to build a suspended roller coaster. Obviously, LEGO's roller coaster track system isn't really designed for that. I have a couple ideas on how I'm going to do it. I can always fall back on having the train cars just run like a normal coaster but have an overhang on the side. There's a lot of experimenting that's going to be happening, so I'm going to have to be digging into my roller coaster bin, track bin, which is right here. Dig into this guy and build a little bit of a sample track and do some testing now. I'm going to run time lapse while I'm doing that, and I'm going to try to bring you guys along for the journey for all the ups and downs, no roller coaster pun intended. Let's see what happens. Hey guys, so after several hours of finicking and testing, I made this just sample track to try to see if I could get a suspended coaster to work. Had to extend to make sure there was enough room. I came up with this design after several tries. It actually stays on the track most of the time. The problem is that these connectors just, while they spin, they're spinning on those crank pieces that I am using to hold it, and it fits on the track. It's not wheels, so it's not spinning enough for it to really go on. It will stay and hang on the track pretty well, but it's really just kind of sliding, not actually rolling down the track. So you'll see as I give it a little push, it just kind of stops. There's not enough momentum, and I feel like even if I add more weight, which I don't have the parts to make a bunch of these cars, even if I add more weight, I'm not sure it will really help keep the momentum going as a good old wheel and an axle would. So I think I'm going to have to go to my plan B, which is flipping the track normal size and still doing an overhang style car like that. So that is the next step. Hey guys, wanted to give you an update here on my hang glider coaster that I am hoping to be a part of my Zelda extension to my wonderful theme park here. So this is the design that I've come up with. It's kind of really rough. The idea is that the top part of the car here would be like the hang glider portion, and then underneath would be a seat that the minifigures hang in. This is just the typical roller coaster with an extension over on the side, so you're actually hanging down under the track, suspended like a suspended roller coaster. I've built several of these. As you can see, here's some scraps of other ones over here. The thing is, it will not work like a train, just because this is kind of bulky. The thing hanging down, when it tries to make curves and things like that, it binds up each of the cars on themselves. But I'm thinking that I'm going to do this as an individual card ride with lots of little hang gliders on it. This will be similar to something I know from Universal Orlando Jurassic Park. There's a ride called Pteranodon Flyers, which has these little individual ride vehicles that are suspended. So, and this actually works fairly well by itself. If you give it a little push here to get going, it'll just curve all the way down. So I think this is a good concept that I'm going to work with. My thought is that I'm going to have an elevator lift similar to the ones maybe you've seen on the Loop coaster. It'll lift it straight up. And then there'll be a lot of very curvy course. I plan on using a lot of these dark blue sloped curves, maybe just one drop like this, and a lot of straightaways. I'm going to try to get the track layout going now. But before I do that, I gotta make some base plates to build upon. So that's the next step.
Scott here from the present. That wasn't the next step. I tried multiple ways to get that suspended coaster to work, and it just wouldn't. I even built the elevator lift. It didn't work. It wouldn't slide across. I was meeting so many challenges, and I just felt like I was running up against the wall and I needed to pivot. I guess this is a good lesson if you're a young Lego builder or you're watching this and you're trying and it's not working and you're trying. That's just part of the process of engineering and building. Sometimes you have to think of things a little bit different way. I really wanted to do something that was kind of like a hang gliding or a gliding thing, because you spend so much time doing that in Zelda, just going up to high places, pulling out your sail and jumping off and sailing. So I thought maybe I'd go with a simpler ride design, which is just a good old-fashioned spin ride that was really high in the air. In Breath of the Wild, there are these real tall Sheikah towers, and I thought that's a perfect example for a spinning ride. So I kind of pivoted and went to that. But it wasn't the end of roller coasters in my Hyrule area. More about that later.
Alright guys, here is an update on my Sheikah Tower swing ride. I made a design using some scratch bricks of how I'm going to make the base of the tower. Then I got lucky, and on the Pick-a-Brick wall at my Lego store, they had these pieces. I was originally going to use these here, the more square pattern fence, but because these are what they had on the Pick-a-Brick wall, that's what I'm going to end up using. Right now I'm going to try to build a working mock-up of this tower with just mix and match color pieces, so that then I can order what I need and what color. I've started designing this digitally, and I'll show you some of that as it goes, just to give me a rough idea of what it is. But to get the total pieces that I need to also work out what the swings are going to look like on the top, and the gliders, the paragliders are going to look like. So here goes building a MOC.
So for building this tall spinning ride, I was drawing some inspiration from some Lego Carnival rides I found online. So you see me here, I built this big prototype just to see if I could get it to spin and get this little carriage to go up and down. Then I started to try to build the top of the tower and to see if I could build something that would go up that octagon shape. It was a little bit slow going, but in the end, it actually turned out.
Alright guys, giving you an update here on my Sheikah Tower ride. With the pieces that I've had, I've made about half height version. The actual tower design was fairly easy for me to figure out how I wanted to do. I just need to order the parts. As you can see, I'm just mixing and matching the colors to try to get a functional thing here. I was going to originally use these fence pieces here with the more square design, but the Pick-a-Brick wall at my local Lego store had these guys. So got a whole big box of those, which are about 200 of those. If you pack it right, you can get 200 of those into one large box, which is pretty much exactly how many I'm going to need to get the full height of the tower. As you can see on the monitors behind me, I'm doing a combination of physical building and digital building to try to design what I want. Found this photo online, really like this look of design for what the tower top looks like. I've been trying to do my best to come close to what that looks like. It took me a very long time to come up with the floor structure. I'm not super happy with it because I'm not happy with these corners right here. Trying to figure out if there's a better way to smooth those out with the parts that are available to me right now, but I do not think so. However, I am very happy with this design. I'm very happy with the underside of this and the way that this looks. My son Jack helped me to design that, and then it actually fits really nicely. It just rests right on top there, which is great, and it's actually in there fairly snug because the underside things actually help hold it. Can't really see it there because of the light, but super happy with the way this is turning out right now. Now I've got to worry about the big tan extensions that come off the sides, and I need to figure out how I'm going to do the underside here that kind of has kind of a bowl, kind of like cone, upside down cone shape to it. I'm gonna try to figure that out and get the pieces and parts ordered that I need to do. Time is the thing that I'm worried about the most right now. Hoping to have this thing ready for Brick Convention in Orlando, which is a few weeks away from me right now, about a month, just under a month away from where I'm at right now. So working hard to try to get this done, but wanted to give you guys an update. All right, just got a Bricklink order. I've got several of these on there. Let's see which one this is. Ooh, lots of dark green for the ground cover. Lots and lots and lots and lots of dark green. Looks like it's time for me to start making some Mills plates. We are getting ready to start the next big section. I've already been working out some details of stuff that I'm going to use for the Zelda area. And right now we're getting ready to start doing some of the groundwork. So I have purchased a huge box of dark green plates. We've got a bunch of tan plates here. Jack is going to help me lay it out. And we're going to map out the way we want it to go. Right now we have a blank slate here. And we're going to figure it out with our big Lego link in the middle. Here we go.
So actually what you see me doing here is building what I thought would be another great ride for the area, which is a kids horse ride. A little bit different than a carousel, a ride where kids would feel like they're riding horses around the stable area of Hyrule, which you do a lot in the games. Hold on, because here comes a lot of trial and error.
So with the time lapse, you probably see me do multiple iterations. This is really the first thing I'm laying down for the Zelda land, waiting for the pieces to arrive to finish the real Sheikah Tower. That's just the multicolored mock-up to make sure that it would work. My vision is that you will have a little entrance here under like a stone archway that's crumbling. The path will go this way and come around here, and then you're going to have a classic Breath of the Wild horse stable that will kind of be the entrance and marcation point of this little horse ride that will have the horses just kind of trotting up and down in like a green pasture next to the stable. And then eventually over here there'll be slopes that'll lead up to a cliff area here with a Sheikah Tower. That's a spin ride. And then up on the top here is probably the Hyrule Castle. I just worried that one 48 by 40 platform may not be big enough, but we'll make it work. Yeah, there's my goddess statue. She's hanging out there. Anyways, this actually works. I've kind of gone with the tried and true method using these treads horizontally to move the horse back and forth. It was a little bit of a frustrating process, but I seem to be able to get it going now. So if we turn this thing over, our little test rider is trotting up and down. Now I have to do a lot of cleanup work. My goal is to put dark green ground in the center all around the edges, so that really there's just the trough that's kind of open there of the track, and then you kind of see the horses trotting on it. Try to use as much black as possible so it'll disappear. Not my favorite design, but it's functional. It seems pretty steady and solid, which will be really good for running it all day long when I go to conventions. So hopefully it'll really come together with all the details, but very happy that it is actually working and the little horse is going up and down, which is kind of what I was aiming for. Cool. So I was just working on the horse stable ride, and one of my big orders from Lego arrived. So let's cut this bad boy open and see what we got. It's a lot of bricks that I ordered for rock work and for castle and for the Sheikah Tower. So let's see what we got. Most of this, oh, they did such a wonderful job of sorting. No. This is all stuff for the Sheikah Tower. And this is all stuff, castle stuff. I wrongly thought this stuff would be sorted a little bit better than this. Alas, it is not. It is just literally stuffs. Oh look, here's some that are sorted in their own bag. I only ordered like 500 in some of these or something. I can't remember how many. But big box of Lego ready to build. You excited about that, Jack?
Ah, camera.
Oh, more to do.
Alright guys, here's an update. I got one of my first big orders from Lego and spent a lot of time sorting out pieces roughly that I need. But right now we're going to take and draw our attention to the Sheikah Tower. Here's the halfway built version that I was using for testing. But now that I've gotten all of the pieces that I need, it is time to actually start transferring it over and building the actual tower, which is what I'm going to do now. So many pieces. Here we go. So here is the Sheikah Tower as it stands right now. The Sheikah ride, I'm really happy with how it's coming out so far. Few things have not gone as planned. As you can see, here's the motor that keeps it going. It's a really sloppy string right now that's actually what pulls it up and down. Couldn't really clean up the sides of this as much as I'd like to. I'm gonna have to fiddle with it a little bit more, but in between flex tubing and clips and the top, I am very happy with how that turned out. I think that's really nice. What I don't have, obviously, is cars with people in them because I don't have the pieces that I need for those cars yet. So waiting for those to arrive from a Bricklink order, so I'm going to pivot to doing some more groundwork in the land area. But I do have this running through the Powered Up app, and I made a little thing which will spin it and then raise up the car and then let them spin at the top for a while and then lower it back down and then stop and then do it all over again. So I am, it's a little bit finicky because depending on how the battery's doing and how long it goes up and down, it depends. The height isn't always hitting exactly because I'm using the timer right now, but let's see it go. It starts to raise up. It slows its raise as it gets heavy there. I'm thinking once the cars are on, I might have to really adjust it some. Spins at the top for a while. And then down it comes. And then once it gets to the bottom, it spins for like 5 seconds and then it stops. And then it does the whole thing over again. So it's running pretty smoothly. Can't wait to get the pieces so that I can actually get the ride cars on there to see how well it works. But this has been quite an ordeal to get it all going. Happy with a lot of it. Some of it I'm just not quite there yet right now, but we're gonna move on to bigger and better things, so we'll go from there. Awesome. See you guys later. Here's my next big box from Lego arrived today. This is mostly stuff that I need for groundwork and some pieces that I know I needed to finish up the Sheikah Tower and a couple of the Sheikah rides. The stuff I couldn't get from Lego, I got from Bricklink. But let's see the big bag. There's going to be lots of plates in here. Lots of plates. Lots of art plates to help do the groundwork. The pieces that I could find in here to do some stuff. Got a little bit of greenery. Some stuff for making trees. And, oh boy, lots of art plates. So, all kinds of fun stuff, which means gotta clear this stuff off and start to build all the groundwork around the horse attraction mechanics you see sitting there. Lots to do, should be fun.
Hey guys. All right, well, the Sheikah Tower ride has been like this for a while because I needed to get the remaining pieces to add the ride vehicles. I just got my last few bricks that I needed from a couple Bricklink orders. So now comes the time where we actually see if we can get riders spinning on this thing. I've done a mock in Studio, that I've been basing this off of to make sure that the ride vehicles would work. This is based a little bit off of a couple of different spin rides that I saw online. So hopefully this will work. I've got the pieces, stuff that I pulled from my collection here. There's some stuff over in a box of Lego parts somewhere. So now it's time to build ride vehicles and hope that this works. And then eventually we're going to be going over here and figuring out where it's going to land on this here. We got done doing the honeycombing here. It's going to live up in the top section here, but because of the radius of this, I'm concerned that I might have to make my arms a little bit shorter than what they are, that the ride vehicles are going to be hanging from, because this basically is a radius of almost the entire 48 by 48 base that this is. So, trying to figure out where all that's going to go. Getting pretty close to the Orlando Brick Convention where I'm hoping to debut this. And so things are getting pretty tight. On the positive note, we've added a few little things here. My son Jack, who's awesome at doing little builds, I told him I wanted to do an homage to Wind Waker with the Wind Waker boat in a little body of water as you come into the land. He built that, which is really great. We're going to print a little custom sail for it, but he built this really awesome Wind Waker boat. And then he's been working on this entranceway. I said I wanted to feel like a crumbling, overgrown old gate entrance into an area. And so he did a really good job doing a couple different versions of this. It's got this area here that looks like it used to be on the top that fell down, and tree that's growing out. I really like the look and feel of this. And he even added in this skeleton with a sword through him, which I thought was a really fun addition. So this would be the actual entrance into the land from the Mario section. The horse ride is here. I've got to do a few things to make it run smoothly on the underside of the attraction and then start adding all of the elements to it. Got to build a small stable here where it's going to go. And then there comes the challenge of all of this. So, a lot to do still. Things are moving, not as fast as I'd like, but they're moving pretty well. Got tons of green brick still to go. Tons of gray brick awaiting the castle and the rock work. There's all kinds of fun stuff everywhere. So, time to get building. 1 down, 7 to go.
All right, as we were getting close to Brick Convention last year, it got really tight on time. The last 2 or 3 days before the convention, my brother and my son were helping me build. We had so much to build. It was a sprint finish to get to that convention. We had to throw out a lot of things along the way. Big amongst them was the Hyrule Castle. We knew there was just no time to build that. So we just put up a sign saying exciting things coming to our kingdom soon, like you would see at theme parks. We really rushed to get it all going and all working. Take a look at this video that I made right before that convention. Hey guys, I'm at Brick Convention Orlando. We've been working really hard over the past 3 months and honestly the past 3 days to get ready for this. We've just added a new Zelda section that's growing my little Nintendo theme park here, but this is the first time we've had it all together. This is the first time I'm going to show you some of the Zelda stuff, so I wanted to do a real quick walk down and show you everything. Right here, we've got the classic Mario Kart roller coaster going. Got it all set up. This we had set up last year. It's looking good. Got all the mechanics going. Looks fun. Really great. That moves over to the baby park section, which you guys have seen before. Got the rides running again. Haven't run them in almost a year now, but powered it back on, flipped the switch, and they all ran, which is great. And then there's the newest section. So I'm starting a new section based on the Legend of Zelda, mostly on Breath of the Wild, but I'm going to do some references to the other Zelda games throughout it. So that's my new area. I've got 2 rides in it right now. You got this great entrance here. My son Jack actually designed and built the entrance, which is really great. He actually helped design this guardian guy right here that's guarding this entrance here. Right here we've got our horse stable ride. There's a little kid ride, and over at the far end we actually have an entrance to the ride which looks like the stables from Breath of the Wild. My brother Travis actually stepped in to help really complete that. He spent hours yesterday trying to get the horse head to look right. Did a great job. Behind that, you got the goddess statue. I took a design I found on Rebrickable for the goddess statue. She's down in a cave, which is usually where we find the tall statues in the game. And then you got some steps up here that leads to the Sheikah Tower, which is the most challenging thing that I did for this. This is a spinning ride that brings the people up high. The whole thing is over 3 feet tall from top to bottom. About 36 inches actually, right around 3 feet. And they're up there spinning around above it all. And got some trees. I did a lot of rock work. We did a new rock work version here where they're actually the plates that are holding, did the rock work, so it's all being held on by snot, so that we could stick it on there. Really happy with it, it's looking really good. And then actually this part right here on the top of the mountain is actually expansion. Kind of ran out of room. I was gonna start building out. So we're leaving it with a little bit of a moblin camp there right now. And, but in the future, keep tuned in because we're gonna build some more new stuff. But that is a look at the whole theme park as to what's going on.
It's always a blast working these conventions, meeting with the fans, answering questions. If you live in the Orlando area, I encourage you to come to Brick Convention. It's usually in March of each year. While it was lots of fun, we did have some challenges with our rides.
Well, as it turned out, while the Sheikah Tower looked great and the horse ride looked great, both of them had mechanical issues. The horse ride worked a little bit the day before the convention, a little bit on the first session of the first day, then it started grinding, it started binding up, we started trying to change the number of horses, we ended up just not running it for most of the show. And the Sheikah Tower did spin, but because I tried to originally make it so that the actual carriage that the cars were on went up and down, it was really kind of awkwardly attached at the top. Starting it and stopping it was a little bit crazy too because it had this extra swing from the string. A couple times all the cars fell down and plummeted. Let's just say we wouldn't have a really high safety rating as an actual theme park. Well, I had a few months before the next one, and top on the list was to try to get the horse ride working better and to change a few of these things on the rides that I had.
Alright, I have come up with a much more elegant way of running my little ride the horse ride for my Zelda Hyrule area, using magnets here to drive it. It was a system that I basically worked on for another ride that I hope to work on down the line. When I first made this, I just was running out of time, and so I didn't really seek out the magnet solution much more, but this is very consistent. I'm losing what my original goal was, which is that the horses would actually gallop up and down a little bit. Hey, anything that will run for the length of a show is great at this point. So this is actually a really simple solution, and it solves a lot of problems that we have for maintenance. Obviously there's a magnet underneath there, I'll show you in a minute. I did do some craggling, just craggled a magnet, stuck a little felt tab under the bottom of this 2x6, stuck the horse on top. What's really great is this is a half base plate, so if I ever need to get in here to access it, I can pull this out and the whole thing comes off, and then there is the motor is driving it. I'm going to try to work on this a little bit, connect up the spinning cogs a little bit better. If there's too much tension, these like to pop off the studs. But once again, I've got a craggle glued to a rod with a stop there, and that's what's pulling it along. This right here is great. One solid piece. It is built on this really old half base plate that I have. It actually has some cracks in it that are being held together by the brick on top. But what's great about this is since it's a base plate, it is thinner, so it puts a thinner, less plastic between the magnets. And it seems like the tension is working really well. And like I said, really easy just to slide it in. And off we go. I'm going to put fencing around where the brown is, so it's a nice, clean, elegant solution. I got to wait 24 hours for the rest to cure over here, but the goal is to have 6 horses running around it like I did originally. The next step is to try to find a better solution for my spinning hand glider ride. The spinning worked pretty well last time, but it was wearing down a little bit. We're going to try to find a better motorized solution with hiding under that Star Wars towel. So, good progress so far. Guys, this looks like a success. I've got one horse that I accidentally glued the magnet on the wrong polarization, but this seems to be working fairly well. Got a magnet underneath each of the 2x6s driving the horse. I got a little sticky felt tab on the back to help them glide, and it seems to be working pretty solidly. I've been running it here for about 5 minutes now. Gonna keep running it, hopefully it'll keep running. I haven't quite strengthened the motors underneath it yet, which I'm gonna try to do, but very happy with this. It looks cleaner, it seems to work well. It's a great little horse kid ride. At the stable here in Hyrule.
Now, I knew I didn't have enough time to really add on to the Zelda section before my next convention, but I thought I could add something, and so I went with lighting. The next convention had a special night where you showed off all your builds that had lights on them, and so I decided to add lighting to my Mario section. I was using blinky bricks. They've been great to work with, and it was really fun. It was a little bit time consuming, taking everything apart, hiding all the wires, but I was really excited with how things turned out. After I got my lighting done, we packed everything up and we headed to Tampa for our next convention. Take a look at this video that I shot there. I'm here at Brick Fan Expo in Tampa. It's just a few minutes before the show opens on Sunday. Super excited to be showing here. Have some new things on the MOC that I wanted to show you guys. Let's take a look at Super Mario World and Super Nintendo World, see how we're going. My biggest change that I've done so far in the past few months is add the lighting. I've been using a lot of blinky bricks. They've been working really well, getting all the wires hit. I've got some flickering flames, some lit up candles. I really like the lights inside of the like the Bowser Snack Shack or the Photo Finish, because you can actually see when you go down lower, you can actually see the people inside of the of Bowser's hot dog stand and all of those things. Moved over into using a Mindstorm setup to run everything. So all of the rides are currently running off of a Mindstorms hub and running through the Mindstorms app. Got the lights on the Hammer Brothers thing. Lots of lights crammed into a very small space there, but it really works for that Hammer game. Got a lighting kit for the carousel, the creator carousel. I bought a kit and it worked out real well since my Yoshi carousel is basically based on that. Used some spotlights for the Mario Kart Baby Park ride. Got the stoplights blinking, the red, yellow, and green. The biggest change that I've made in Zelda this time around is we've changed the way the horses work. They're working on magnets. There is a tank tread underneath with rods with stops with magnets glued on them. And then on the bottom of each of these horses, I've got a magnet and a little felt pad that helps to keep them gliding smoothly and keeps the horses moving. We're only running 2 horses right now because if one gets caught, it causes a pile up. So we're running 2 horses right now, but hopefully that will keep us running. It's been really great. They just gave awards. I received a Best in Motion at this one here. It's got a great brick with the Brick Fan Expo logo. Even got some A-full studs on top of this brick-built brick, which is really cool. Very thankful for that. But that's my MOC so far.
It's a few days after Brick Fan Expo in Tampa, and I guess I have to share the most unfortunate thing that happened. You know, one of the questions we get all the time is about loading. How do you get it here? How do you move it here? How do you travel? Have you ever broken anything? And we always say, oh, little things break, we can fix them. But unfortunately, when I was loading out at the end of Brick Fan Expo in Tampa, I had a huge drop, and I lost the entire front half of the section of Zelda that I'm got done right now. And so this bag of pieces is everything that used to be on the gray base plates where the horse ride was, and the front half of it. Over here in the bins are kind of the remainder. These two base plates stacked right here are what's left still on the base plate for the front half of Zelda. The back section's there. Wrapped up here in a towel is the Sheikah Tower. There's the other parts of the Sheikah Tower. This is the spacer that goes in between Baby Park area and Zelda. But unfortunately, this is all that's left of the front half. I'm not too upset. We had to redo the horse ride anyways. I've gone through, I can't remember how many versions of it. We still haven't gotten it to run consistently. So we were going to rebuild that anyways. So it's not a huge disaster, but it is unfortunate. I was very thankful that several people stopped and helped me in the parking lot to pick up pieces and put them in the bag. It happens sometimes. So next up is trying to fix the horse ride and get it to run smoothly. Hey guys, it's been a long time and I wanted to do a real quick catch-up video. I've probably been explaining a lot right now about what's been happening since my last post, the whole Zelda fiasco, dropping Zelda, the whole shebang. On top of everything else, because of weird situations, I've had to move my Lego room. The room got a little bigger, but there's still not enough room, as any Lego fan will know. Where do you put it all? But I'm really excited. Behind me you can see I'm really excited to get this set up. It's a lot nicer. I actually do have it set up so that some of my lights are always going on the Mario area right now. I've got my coaster and some other sets up there. Got a whole bunch more sets over there. My giant Skelly and my Cinderella castle. There's just stuff everywhere in here. This doubles as my office in the house as well as my Lego room. So right now though, I need to start on doubling the size of Hyrule area, hoping to add a roller coaster into it. In order to do that, I have got to clear off my workspace. And so that means temporarily setting all of the Baby Park stuff elsewhere and starting to piece together whatever we can, whatever's left of the Hyrule stuff. So should be fun. Here we go. Alright guys, hey, so I've been debating for a really long time. As you can see, I'm standing in the middle of the Lego room right now. Got a lot of chaos happening as we're doing the Hyrule redo right now. And after the fall at the last convention, and after lots of problems, I've debated and debated and debated. I've really been keeping my eye on this GoBrick, which many of you may have seen, which comes way over from Korea, I think. I wanted a good way to make the horses move and these kind of omni-moving, little dark rides move. I've tried so many chain methods, so many methods with the tread, and I just feel like this GoBrick, though it's not officially Lego, might just solve a lot of the mechanical issues so I can really focus on building all the creative fun stuff. So, super excited because this GoBrick just arrived, which we hope to use in the new Zelda area and then in some other ideas that I got brewing inside. So we're going to open this up, see what's inside. I got a couple starter kits. They've got several different kit options that you can get. And I got the medium kit option, not with motorization, because I'm going to use Lego motors to, I'm going to kind of rig it so that the hand crank versions use Lego motors to work. But I got this middle version, which is the first big box. Oh wait, there's a lot of small packages on the side because I added extra. I got this big version because it comes with some extra pieces and parts. And if you buy a little bit of a la carte in there, I feel like I could get gotten a couple different ride systems out of it. First up is the horse one, and then these smaller ones. So, here it is, big old GoBrick. Get that out. Throw this to the side. It's a box in a box. Alright. not sure if you can see this, but this is the one that I got. That combination one. And it looks like they just threw all the extra parts that I ordered in here, because I see a lot of the a la carte things in here. I'm gonna grab the camera and show you guys a little bit close. Okay, quick tour of what was in the box. So basically the way this works is you start with a base type plate that are Duplo scale. Then your supports are all built out of these Duplo bricks, which is what all these are here. Now some of the Duplo bricks, to connect them together, have these giant holes, like giant Technic bricks, and they come with giant Technic pipe pins that connect those together. You've got a couple of cogs here. These help the chains to move along during straight pieces. You've got some cranks. I got some additional cranks. You've got these guys here, which I think, I'm not sure 100% what those do. Here's the track that the chain goes through. Here is all of the chain links that don't have magnets. I ordered some extra ones. Here are the magnet chain links. They have strong and then they have not normal. The white ones I understand are more normal and the black ones are strong. I ordered some extra strong ones. These are the bricks that go on the underside of the cars or whatever you're trying to move along the magnets. And then these are the actual drive cogs. They have this little port here with the thing that spins around. I got 2 of those because I got an extra one. And then these are little kind of pads that you put along anything that's scooting to help it scoot along. So basically, base, support, tops with rails and chain underneath. Right now what we're going to try to do is build the most simple thing, which is just building something that looks like this. That's all I'm thinking I'm going to use for the little horse ride that I have in the Zelda area. So right here where this cutout is where the cog would go. Let's see if we can do it. All right, we have a really simple, successful test here. This actually works really well. I got the little crank going here, which I'm going to end up making a special piece to make it motorized. But I got my little horse here, and he's working great. The way that he works is he's got this little magnet underneath him. If you can see that on the underside, they come with these custom magnet connection pieces that go under the bricks. There's several different versions of them that have studs on the bottom. Then underneath these plates here, there is the chain. So when you spin here, it moves the chain around. Each of the clear chain links is just a clear chain link that holds it together, but each of the magnet pieces actually have small wheels in it that help to keep it rolling along the track, which works out really well. But underneath here, basically, what happens is there's the little cog guy there, and so as you're spinning this, it spins the chain and moves it along. We've tested with our little horses, definitely the white ones, which are the not as strong magnets, are working great. If you've got something heavier, you're supposed to use these black ones. I got a whole bunch of both of them. But this seems to be a really simple solution that solves so many of my mechanical problems of just trying to have a little ride with horses that go around. I'm super excited to try to get it in. All right, update. I'm going to talk really loud because I got the motor running here. So we've got the GoBricks going. I'm using a GoBricks. I've got a set of tiles underneath it. Magnets are underneath the horses. It took me a while to find a motor situation that worked. Now, GoBricks has a very specific type of crank that they use. And it's got this big pin that goes in and you crank it. Of course, if you get more than one tile up above, you can't crank this because it's not high enough off of the plate level to do so. And I was originally thinking I was going to 3D print a special piece to go in there. And then I thought, wait a minute, there's some Lego piece that has a really giant pin in it. And I realized that it is the 6-shooter pin that goes in the middle. So I grabbed one of these and it actually fits right in there and has a place to put a rod down the middle.
The challenge is that it doesn't like to seat in quite as far as it would like to. I actually had to sand right up near the top here a little bit to get it to go in nice and snug. But you're down in there, you can kind of see is that 6-shooter thing snapped in where the crank goes. And I'm using a worm gear situation here with a tiny red, I think 8-tooth gear in there. I tried several other gear situations. I tried to use these guys right here. It just wasn't quite giving me the right amount of torque, and it kept kind of wanting to kick out. This is going, I got it connected to the old train motor, got it spinning relatively fast, and these guys seem to be working pretty well. It's got the GoBrick underneath the bottom, and then a set of tiles, and using a Lego motor connected to a train to spin the crank continuously to get my little horses running through the fields of Hyrule. Pretty happy with this. The only challenge is if one of the horses falls off the magnet, then they start a horse pileup. But that's easy enough to fix by just taking them up and replacing them. This has been running for about 5 to 10 minutes now. Haven't had a horse fall yet. I've learned that if you go too slow, they're more likely to get off the magnets. But super excited with this and how it's running right now. Huge step forward. Really excited, guys.
Well, here we are at the present. The GoBrick solution seems to be working really great for the horse ride, which is great for me because I'm moving on to my next big e-ticket attraction, which is a roller coaster going through the Zelda section. I've decided to make it called Ferocious Flight. It's going to be a dragon coaster that goes throughout the land. Based on Farash, the dragon that flies around the central area of Hyrule in the Breath of the Wild game. You can jump on her back, you can ride her, you can get scales. So I thought that'd be great for a coaster solution to go through this land. You know, we're going to stop this video right here. I think I've got you caught up, and I'm ready to keep you posted on what's happening more regularly. I've got about a month until Brick Convention Orlando, and I've already started laying out the track, and yes, finally building that Hyrule Castle for finishing off the Zelda land. So please subscribe to me or follow me on my socials. They're all at Scott Makes MOCs. I'm going to keep you guys updated on this epic journey across Hyrule as we try to finish off this Zelda land. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.